So next up, I'm going to cut a hole right here in this battery tray because we're going to install a 4th gen F-body coolant tank. I have my pedals set.
Whoever loads it.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves.
Okay, well, the 92 Firebird is back. The engine bay's painted. I think Oscar did a fantastic job. I can't wait to start detailing this thing. I've already been working kind of behind the scenes, off camera. Got some of the hardware for the headlights. That's the one I haven't done yet. I'm gonna show you how to do this. I got my sandblast cabinet working, so I'm blasting all that and painting it, and we're gonna make that super nice. That's kind of where we're going. I'm really just gonna go all out and make this thing super nice under the hood and then figure out everything else. So I'm gonna be out here working a little bit today. I'm gonna clean up bolts and brackets and stuff like that. And we'll just kind of run through that. If you like that sort of thing, you're gonna love this.
To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain.
Here are the results of my sandblaster. So these are all cleaned up. These are all cleaned up. I just cleaned them with wax and grease remover. So next we're going to go ahead and spray them in. Gonna be using this Krylon Fusion all-in-one. It's got primer in it already, so it'll be good. We just need them to be satin black, and they will look great. We can get those headlights bolted in. So I'm gonna head out to the paint booth, which is actually just a piece of cardboard sitting on my trash can, and we're gonna spray these. All right, another really minor thing I'm gonna do. You don't see most of this, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm gonna use this. This is Tessa tape. It's a fabric tape. It's used in a lot of high-end cars. I use it on my Mercedes, stuff like that. I'm gonna wrap this just so that wiring isn't exposed. I think it'll make an overall cleaner look. There you go. That's a super simple thing you can do to make all your wiring look neater. I'm gonna be doing that on the body harness for this car as well, because I don't like the old plastic loom that always seems to get dirty and crack. I'm gonna wrap it like this. It'll look way better. And that took me, what, a minute, 2 minutes. This tape is not expensive. You can get it on Amazon. That's where I got it. It's like $7 a roll. I'll link it in my description. But yeah, that's something you can easily do, and just to tidy stuff up. So through the magic of YouTube, I went ahead and sandblasted some more. I got the top of the headlight assembly all blasted, painted, and reassembled. So it's ready to be reassembled. I didn't figure I'd bore you with it because it's basically the same thing I just did. It's a lot of blasting. I got these all cleaned up. So we're ready to go ahead and put these hinge pins back in and then put the assembly back together. And I've got the bracket on the car already, so we'll do that.
Anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They'll deceive with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel.
Thought I'd give you a quick update on where I am. I've been working kind of off camera trying to get some of these parts sandblasted and cleaned up and whatnot. These are the horns. You don't really see a whole lot of them, but they've got some surface rust and whatnot, so they need to be cleaned up. I did the dryer off camera as well. This is for the AC system, and honestly, I'll pop up a picture here of what it looked like before. I kind of wish I'd have shown that on camera. This is just blasted in my cabinet with some glass bead, and then right here I've taken a Scotch-Brite pad and kind of cleaned up that a little bit more. It still has some pitting on the top, so I may sand that so that it's smooth, but all in all, it's looking pretty good. So I'm getting ready to do these in the blast cabinet. I'll show you what they look like after they come out of the blaster before I paint them, and then we'll put some paint on them and you can see what that looks like. Okay, here they are straight out of the blast cabinet. Got all the corrosion off of them. They kind of sit just like that in the fender well, so this is all you're really going to see. We're going to tape off this little connector so that there's a good contact when I plug the wire in for the horn. That should be it. You can see I plugged the ends of them so nothing got in there. So I'm going to go ahead and just spray those in my makeshift paint booth over there, and then these will be ready to go back on the car. Okay, fresh out of the blaster and spray paint. There's our horns. That looks pretty darn good. These are different front and rear. I did mark them with a piece of tape before I blasted them. And they have a different part number, so I took pictures. I'm gonna look and see which is which, and let's throw them on the car. Okay, next up is the bracket for the headlights. This is a motor controller, I think. All right, and then this little box just slides in here like this. and that controls the headlights opening and closing. Bam! So there's my 4th gen coolant tank installed. This bolt isn't tight yet. This one holds the battery down, so that thing is going to be solid. You can see how much clearance I have, probably a finger width there. And that will allow me to put the coolant in there. There's a hose that runs from here over to the radiator, and that'll tuck that out of the way nicely. We'll still have room for the battery. And yeah, that looks good. I just put it's an 8mm rib nut in there, and then this is an 8mm bolt, 8 by 1.25 pitch, and that should be plenty. So it's coming together. I'm excited about that. So next up, I'm gonna make a gasket to seal the clutch master against the firewall. It's just a thin piece of foam. Right now I'm not being precise. I'm just going to make way larger than I need it to be, and then we'll put it on the master cylinder and we'll actually trim it.
You can still go, even when you feel slow, you can still go, even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go.
Alright, so this is the master cylinder side. Let's see. It's going to basically sit just like this. And like I said, it's way bigger than it needs to be. So we're going to lay this down and take our little knife and trim it all around, and then we should be good. Okay, so I've laid this down in this little slot. That way the rod can extend and not cause us any issues. And then we're just going to take this and run this around here. And there we go. So now we've got a gasket that goes all the way around this. I've already marked the inside of here, so I can trim that just a hair. And then I can install this on the car and not have to worry about water getting behind here. We're good. And like I said, I marked or pressed this up against the master cylinder real good so that I could see where the outline was that I needed to trim. So we're going to make that outline trim right there. So this should go something like that. This is the airbox off of the 92. We're going to spray this with some Fusion. This is just a satin black. It'll look way better than this.
Fake it till you make it A. And if you play that game, then you just might make a change. Rearrange all the bad to okay. Take the worst thoughts saying, turn them to a game. Take the best thoughts saying, put them on display. On repeat in your brain till you're feeling no more pain. Never slow yourself down, you can do some more.
Hey, this is the blower motor. Doing some ultra matte. This should be fairly flat colored.
You can never do before. And even when you feel low, you can still go. slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 still low, go, still go, 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 slow, go, still go, go, there's no hope, go, still go.
Alright, up next I got a brake booster from a 4th gen Camaro or Firebird, and we're going to spray that in. So here's the finished product on the top of the AC box. Just gave it a nice coat of that satin paint. I also cleaned up the the resistor there for the fan, and the bolts. And that's kind of how it turned out. This goes on top of this AC box. For the AC box, you saw I just, kind of cleaned that up and hit that with the same stuff. It turned out real nice. Let me walk around here. Then I taped off the decal there. That's a nice touch that you can do. It doesn't really cost anything. It just takes a few minutes of your time. I also took this out and painted the bolts. And so when it all goes back together, it should look really nice. And, it cost me, I think I spent maybe $7 or $8 on that paint. And so should be a really nice change to the engine bay, because as you saw before, this was really kind of nasty. So I'm happy with that. So next up, I've got the idler arm for the steering. I've already coated it in Pour 15, just some satin black. We're gonna go ahead and mount that right there. So next up, I'm going to clean up some of this HVAC wiring that comes out of the firewall. We're going to get all that old loom off. We're going to do it with some nice Tessa tape, and then we'll get everything plugged in. Okay, so here's a closer look at the wiring. This goes to a relay. This goes to the blower motor, or the fan motor. This goes to the blower resistor relay thing. And then that goes into the car. I got to figure out, these were not connected, so those will need to go somewhere. And then there's another wire. This connected into the original computer, the engine harness. And I no longer have that. I have the pigtail that goes over to there, which is C100 and C something. There's a body harness, and then there's an engine harness. Most of these wires go back into the car, and so I assume that we've got power and ground, and then a couple of controls here. And so I would imagine that's for the either the pressure switch or the fan control, or the compressor control. I'll have to look that up and see, but I'm going to go ahead and wrap it like it was, so I can get this kind of tidied back up and get everything run where it goes. We're using, as I said, this Tessa tape. It's a cloth tape, and it's going to make it a whole lot nicer looking. That old wire loom, the plastic wire loom, is just all nasty, and so we're going to get rid of that.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
So I just finished wrapping this HVAC wiring harness. I think that turned out nice. Much better than the old plastic loom that seems to fall apart. And so this is going to go kind of around here and plug in over there. I'm going to clean up those plugs too. It's all those little details that really matter to me, and most people wouldn't care. I do. So we're gonna get that cleaned up and then get this stuff routed and see how it looks. Alright, so this is my steering box that needs to be painted before it goes in the car. This is a rebuilt quick ratio unit that I got from Mike. So we're going to get this painted. I'm just going to spray a couple coats of duplicolor engine enamel on it, and we'll get that in the car and start assembling all the steering. And there we go. I just used this duplicolor engine paint. It's I think an iron color, cast coat iron is what I'm using. I'll link it in the description. I think that'll look great. That's just gonna go right in the chassis. Be putting that in a little bit later. I'm gonna start working on all this is the steering arms. We're gonna get those coated so that they won't rust. There you go. I'm gonna go ahead and start the top one, I guess.
Bolts sticking
Okay.
out.
Got it?
I think so.
Alright, that one, the top one's in. Just tell me which. Can you see the other?
Bottom back one.
Is it going in?
Can't really tell. I can't see or nothing.
Yeah, I can't either. Try pulling it out, see if it comes out.
I think they're all started.
Okay. Go ahead and start that last one before you got them all in?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, that one should be good.
I mean, zap them hard or?
Yeah. That's funny. That's funny. Click, click. Hell yeah. All right, well, there is our power steering box. That turned out super nice. Also went ahead and used some Pour 15 on the steering column. That was kind of nasty looking. That cleans that up really well. And then come over here. This is a Detroit Speed steering shaft. So Mike was here for a few minutes. We went ahead and mocked that up. That thing is really nice. The instructions weren't super awesome, but we got it. So I'm gonna finish that up later. We've got it in place and everything seems to work well. So I'm gonna work on getting the steering components coated in Pour 15 so we can get those put on. Here is the probably the only coat of Pour 15 that this is getting. It'll dry to a satin, but I think that looks really good. So that'll be ready to go on the car tomorrow after it dries. And we've got the inner and outer tie rods for both sides to do as well. Then we'll be ready to put all the steering together.
It sound right, boy.
I'm gonna end the episode here. We got a lot of little stuff done. Obviously big stuff with the engine bay being painted. Now it's sort of me being really methodical about putting all these little pieces together and doing all the detail work. As you saw, I did the headlight motors and buckets and all that stuff. The steering things are over here drying. Got the steering shaft assembled and in, the steering box, working on the wipers, the tray, the air box is all in. I still have a bunch of stuff to order. I have an LS I'm gonna go pick up. Hopefully next week or two I can get started on disassembly and ordering parts for that. So it's just one of those things. Life gets in the way sometimes, and it doesn't go as quick as you hope, but I'm having fun. I hope you're enjoying the episodes. If you are, make sure you subscribe to my channel for more, and I will see you in the next one.